Welcome back to Let's Talk Business. I'm your host, James Price, and we've got a very special guest with us today. He's an athlete. In fact, he's about to go to the Commonwealth Games in boxing. Welcome, mister. I'm with Kalani Alataler Lolnu.
Anitile Lolnu.
Yeah, see exactly what I said.
Exactly, pretty much same.
Tell us your story, right? Tell us your story. What's your heritage? How did you get here?
Okay, so the start is pretty much my mum is Samoan, my dad is Niuean Tongan, but more on the Niuean side.
So Niuean, that's a little speck of a thing out there in the Pacific Ocean somewhere, isn't it?
Pretty much, like
Huh?
you look at the world map sometimes, and it was funny because when I was in school, you'd go to your atlas, and Niue wouldn't be on the map.
Yeah.
And you'd have to go to the actual the proper world maps, and then you'll see the little speck of dust.
You'd have to check that it wasn't someone that's been marking up the map.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a grain of sand. But yeah, it's a very very small island in the Pacific Ocean. Pretty much right near Samoa and Tonga.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very very small island. So.
And your dad was from there?
Yes.
And mum was from across the seas in Samoa?
Across the seas, yes.
Eh? You just imagine the romance that happened.
Yeah.
Eh?
Definitely.
Eh?
But yeah, they were born in New Zealand, so they were born in New Zealand.
Were they?
Yep. And
Yeah.
then it was the grandparents that moved first. So they are,
Yeah.
would you care, first generation?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were born in New Zealand. And that's where they met. So
Yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
Eh? And that's a great heritage. And were you born in NZ?
I was actually born, my parents moved here, and then they were born in Sydney.
Yeah.
I was actually born at the Royal Randwick Hospital.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
Just up the road.
Just up the road, which was
Yeah. Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. So why did your parents move over from NZ?
I guess it was the same as a lot of other people, just a better lifestyle. They just wanted to, I guess, see the world more.
Yeah.
So little things like that. So that's why they made the move here.
Yeah.
And we were kind of my family were kind of the first ones to move over.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing in itself. So.
Yeah. And I met you recently.
Yep.
You know, the last couple of months, or the last few months, I guess, in a boxing gym called Padflow.
Yes.
Just down the road from the hospital at Rosebery.
Exactly.
Eh? Yeah. So if you get knocked up at the boxing ring, you can pop into the hospital
Yeah.
at Randwick.
Literally just down the road. Don't even need to call the paramedics.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess I know little about boxing, but I'm learning the trade. But looking and seeing you box is a very special thing.
Yeah.
Right.
No, thank you.
So how did you develop the taste for boxing?
I started boxing when I was 20.
Right.
And then I had my first fight at 21. The reason why I got into boxing was because rugby league. I was a rugby league player, and pretty much played rugby league all the way from the age of 4 all the way to 19, 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Including at the Chooks over the hill from here.
Yep.
East.
Yep.
And also at Canberra, right? Correct. So both in the development squads of both?
Yeah, so I was in there, I was with Roosters during my development years from 13 up until 16,
yeah,
from what I can remember. And in Canberra for 2-3 years from there, so.
Right.
Yeah, it was a good experience, obviously, playing rugby league and growing up doing the sport.
What was good about it?
I think it was, growing up as a young kid, everyone, as a Polynesian kid, everyone watches rugby league, rugby union, or some form of sport like that, and they want to be like the greats, like Sonny Bill Williams or oil rugby league players. So
yeah. So was that the way you felt in your teenage years?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd probably say from 13 to 16, that was when I thought, I'd go close to saying rugby league was more my image, as in like the only life I knew was rugby league. Like I didn't see life after rugby league, or I just thought, footy player, that's it. Like I made that, my appearance, my livelihood, everything.
And what did you get out of that experience up until sort of 19? So what'd you get? Did you get a method around how to better yourself, or what if you took away 3 things out of that experience, what were they?
For me, I'd like to say discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline. It's a really hard question because for me, rugby league was like, in the later years, it was kind of like, I found why I didn't want to play rugby league.
Well, tell us about that.
I know discipline was a big one. Like, I grew that, but my ego was getting out of hand. Like, you start making these teams as a young kid, playing like Roosters or Canberra, for example, and that's not even playing like NRL level or cup level or anything like that. This is just like 20s, and these are big. As a kid, these are big, big teams to make. So obviously, when you get ahead of yourself, your ego starts to take over, and
so you felt pretty good about yourself.
Of course.
But what was the side effects of that? Like,
it was definitely making league my whole, I guess, personality, if that makes sense. Like I made rugby league like everything. Like you walk around with this like shoulders puffed up and chest out.
So it was the image from bootstraps right through.
Exactly.
And that was what you wore that whether you were on the field or not.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the ego side of things. I know as I'm older now, looking back when I was younger, you always walk around with this little dip in your shoulder and all that. Just like, oh, yeah, I'm the man.
But bro, you are the man.
Yeah. Nah. But it was in a bad way, I guess.
When did you figure out that actually wasn't as authentic as it perhaps should have been?
It was probably my SG ball year, which was when I was playing for the Raiders, and I think it was just after that year when I just realized that I wasn't playing rugby league for the joy of it, like a lot of other kids and stuff like that are doing it for. I was just doing it because, like, my parents.
There was a bit ego. Of expectation on you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, growing up, my mentality was always a lot different to the other kids. In a sense, where mine was like, my parents moved over from New Zealand to give me a better life, and when I was from the outside looking in, I was like, this isn't what I, pictured. I shouldn't be walking around with a big ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I am, and my parents just moved from New Zealand to give me a better life, and I'm doing, being silly like this.
So how did it all sort of progress, right? Yeah, because you left footy.
Yep.
Right. So how did that happen?
I never got into it like properly with you when we had our coffee meeting. But the reason why, so I left footy, and then there was obviously when you leave something you've done from 4 up until 19, 20, you're like, okay, because I'm not playing footy anymore, like, what do I do now? Like,
exactly.
There's more to life, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So for a year, I'd say, it was definitely 19. That was when I stopped footy.
So that was the COVID year.
Yep.
And you missed out on the squad.
Yep.
In terms of the Raiders squad.
Yep.
That was going into lockdown, I guess, basically.
Exactly.
So you were out on the street, so to speak.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, didn't know what I was doing. I guess that was like everyone during that COVID period. And it was so lucky, like it was such a blessing for me where it wasn't as bad where I'd go out and drink and do drugs or anything like that. I just trained a lot. Like I was training like 4 or 5 times a day. Don't even know what I was doing, just running, lifting weights, boxing.
So you weren't playing footy, but you were training.
Just training, training in general. Training for nothing though. But yeah, it got to a really bad stage where mentally my head wasn't in a good space.
No.
That year I just didn't know, probably a year and a half, maybe even 2. Like I said, footy was my identity. And then took you take footy away from me. It's a lost kid. That's when all the mental battles were coming into play.
And it became fairly bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Became really bad. So there was a point in time where, you know, you only see you don't see light at the end of the tunnel during this period. So,
I mean, I don't want to dwell on it, but,
no, of course.
But take me back to that. What's it like to feel like you don't want yourself around anymore?
It's weird because obviously you're young. Like life, there's so much more to life than what you are in that moment.
Yes.
But yeah, just during that moment, it was you just feel alone, like isolated, and I guess that's where the brain tricks you, where you have family around, and at the time I'd had really good friends as well.
Yes.
But it just still felt like you were alone, and no one could understand what you were going through, the pain and stuff like that. And I guess me looking back now, I was just mentally weak. Like that's the easiest way I could put it. And I didn't. I wouldn't say. Oh, that worded wrong. I wouldn't say mentally weak. I just didn't know. It was just unfamiliar territory.
Yeah.
So there was a night where like everything was just coming down on me. Like life, family, friends, all that stuff just wasn't going well. And so there was, just one night I just tried to, overdose. Obviously didn't work, thank God.
Yeah, it's good that it's harder than you think it might be, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly. So just try to choose, I know it's really bad to say, but I wouldn't say the easy way out, but at the time it was, like that's what I felt was the best option, just.
If you were feeling that though, it must have been pretty horrendous, right? Because it was like either I face this and stay alive somehow and figure it out, or it's all too much.
Definitely.
And it got to the all too much.
Exactly.
Right?
And that was the point. Yeah, that was the part where it just got all too much. It was just, I guess, hard to bear. And obviously for everyone it's different. Like when you go through depression, anxiety, it happens in so many different shapes and forms. Like for me, like, happiest kid on the block, like smiles all around. Like everyone will say the same thing. But it's weird because some days you're like in bed lazy, the next day you're very happy, energetic, and then some days you just want to binge eat and just watch movies all day. Like it's very, very
sporadic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those were just the wave of emotions I was just going through at the time. And
do you think, like, when you try and rationalize it, and maybe we should be careful not to try and rationalize it too much, because maybe it's hard to rationalize, but what were the things that were most impacting it? Was it the fact that you had an expectation of yourself and that wasn't being, in your view, delivered?
Definitely. Yeah. So me young, I thought 21 was old. So I had like my life plan, like 18 to 20 made like NRL debut, and 21 finished uni, and
wow,
all these like life goals that I had, like just boom, 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 like planned out, mapped out. And when one just didn't make it, like I didn't tick one off, then it was another one, didn't tick that off, then another one. And it all comes down to pressure. I just crumbled under the pressure. And like I said before, I just thought I failed my parents, because I'd say I put myself on the high pedestal. I wouldn't say everyone else, my family did. No. It was just myself. I just saw myself as, I'll make it for my family. I'll be the one to carry the burden. It's not a burden, but just that, even thinking like that.
I love hearing that, despite the negativity that it caused.
Yeah.
Because, like in business, we talk a lot about accountability. Mm-hmm. Accountability for your team, accountability for leading your business, accountability for what you do with your customers or your community.
Yeah. And
I mean, there's a good side of accountability, but it can also be very destructive, yeah?
Exactly.
You're clearly putting a lot of pressure on yourself. I mean, others would deal with it by, I guess, getting a chip on their shoulder and being sour towards the people around them.
Exactly.
And blaming them for their 100%. Situation.
Yep.
where you were saying, well, it's me, and you know, I'm a high achiever that hasn't achieved.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, obviously, like when I was, 17, 18, I'd, point the finger like, oh, it's just because of you. But then when I hit 19, 20, that's when I kind of was like, no, like I kept pointing the finger and I just realized I was like, why are you pointing the finger? Like they're not in your position.
Yeah.
So that's when I guess the mindset shifted to like, oh shit, like it's my fault. Like I'm the reason why I didn't do this. I'm the reason I didn't do that, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And so that's where the not downfall, but my mindset just was like, oh shit, like just catapulted it.
Yeah.
Into,
Wow. That's nasty, eh?
Yeah, it is. So.
And how do you get out of a spiral like that?
Oh, it's a good question because honestly, for me personally, it's as much as people can help you around, like when you have support and stuff like that, there's only so much support can do for you. It all comes down to yourself, and it could be something might flick a switch in you where like your mum gets sick or like something like that, like on that pedigree, or even just a little lighter on the lighter side, like I don't know, something just has to happen.
Yeah.
Where you just go, you know what, like I got to get myself out of this predicament. Like I'm the one that has to do this. I'm the one that has to do.
Well, was there a moment that helped you climb out or not?
For me, yes, definitely. So obviously, after my first.
Was a couple of attempts, as I understand it.
Yeah, so 2. And
you're a good trier, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Thank God for all the failures.
Yeah.
But so that was the first time, and then the second time was obviously it was in Maroubra, so I was obviously standing on the edge of a cliff, late at night, and shout out to my boy Frankie. He called me that night.
Do you want you to work out with him?
Yeah, it was a very random night, but they say God has a better calling for you. So yeah, he called me one random that night, and he said, "Oh, bro, do you want to come train with some other boys, my other good mates, Ezra and Summer?"
Right.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Like, where are you guys training?" And he said, "Oh, we're training at a boxing gym." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, done deal." So that next day, we went to a boxing gym, and this was still during COVID though.
But that call stopped you from jumping over that cliff, right?
Yeah, correct. So that's where, that's why I owe, so much love and respect to, those boys, because they're like my brothers. They are my brothers, actually.
But they called out to you, right?
Exactly.
They didn't know, I guess, what was going on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because I won't tell their stories, but God put us all together, us 4 boys, because we're all kind of going through the same sort of situation at the time.
Yeah, okay.
But that's their story to tell. But yeah, it was just like a very weird feeling, because that day you just get called by a good friend, and then you go to a boxing gym and train together, and then it just formed that camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just every Friday nights we'd just go and get some food together, and I guess that's when you start slowly opening up and telling each other how you feel, and you're going through the same sort of situation. So I guess that was where it kind of the weight off my shoulders was kind of being lifted off, because it was like you're not alone.
No.
You're definitely not alone. And then the people that are going through this sort of thing feel like they're alone, but it's definitely something that you don't battle by yourself.
But it sounds like that camaraderie that you talk about, finally you'd come off the pedestal and you were in the group.
Yeah. Rather
than anyone being necessarily high and mighty about it. I'm not saying that in a negative way.
No, definitely.
But you were just part of a group of mates that were hanging out and enjoying each other's company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we ended up just making it a Friday ritual during that COVID period. We just go train every Friday night, have a shower, and then we'll all go together and just get a feed down the road or somewhere nice or McDonald's, somewhere cheap. But yeah, that was our Friday nights for I think 7 months, 6 months straight. So
And were you healing during that process? If you look back at it?
definitely, that I'd say that was, oh, not say, but that was the start of my healing or our healing journeys
Yeah.
in our own ways. And for me personally, it was, you know, I owe my life to those boys because they don't know it either, but they definitely during that time saved my life because
That's amazing. Eh?
yeah, without that camaraderie and stuff like that, I guess my mindset would have still been, you know, shattered. So
What's the one thing you would say to someone? How old were you at the time? 19 or 20?
19, yeah.
Yeah. What's the one thing you would say to someone going through that right now?
Oh, it's a hard one. I'd say just don't put too much pressure on yourself. I know life with technology and social media and stuff like that, it's such a dangerous tool because you look and you watch people, they're like, oh, I'm 17 making this amount of money, or I'm 17 and doing this for life. You get caught in that, and it's a very, very dangerous game if you're comparing yourself.
So don't compare yourself to others, is what you're
Yes,
saying?
don't compare yourself to others and just be around good people. When you find good people at a very young age, it makes life that much easier.
Well, what's a good person? Right? Like, tell me about the attributes of a good person. That good person you're talking about.
I guess it's
I guess
just one that makes you feel like you're being a good person. Like it's a weird one because obviously to define a good person is even weirder because you'd like to think that you know what a good person is. But yeah, I guess it's just.
Oh, well, another way of asking it, sorry to interrupt you.
No, of course.
But it's to look back on your mates.
Yep.
How did you experience them?
They just made me feel like home, in a sense. Like
Okay.
they made me feel like home. They made me feel like I got a sense of brotherhood. They're just calm, you know, inviting, and at that age, I guess it's a weird age because obviously sometimes you go into certain friend groups or you meet friends, and sometimes you can feel like, oh, this isn't a good vibe. It's best not to enter those kind of friend groups, but nah, they opened me with, you know, open arms.
And you felt welcome. Yeah.
Exactly. And the funny thing is I'm the youngest in that group. They're like probably 4 or 5 years older than me.
And you're still part of that group?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's amazing.
Now, you know, I want to talk about your boxing.
Yep.
And this terrible situation sounds like it lit that fuse.
Definitely.
But before we go there, the other thing I'm fascinated in is you sorting out your direction, right, for what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like, you know, the journey that you've spoken about and what we're about to hear about is actually about that.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
figuring out, well, where do I want to take myself? What do I want to do in my life? You
Exactly.
know? Yeah.
So all that happened, and then when I went to that boxing gym, that's when I found the love for boxing. And then once COVID finished, I went back to that same boxing gym and that same coach. And I trained there, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I like this feeling. Went to the coach straight away and said, oh, like, do you guys have a fight coming up? And he goes, yeah, we've got one in 6 weeks. And I was like, oh, I'll put my name down.
Really?
So from that first training session, like a proper boxing setting, yeah, from that one boxing session, I just said, okay, done. Like, I like this. Let's give it a crack. And that's when, obviously, like you said, I didn't have any direction, but I was just like, okay, this is like a good feeling in the right direction because I like it.
Yeah.
And why not stick at it?
Did you feel nervous about it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
At the start, I didn't, because I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm training still, I'm doing everything I needed to do, and it just felt normal.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until maybe like 2 weeks out, 1 week out, all the nerves came to me. I was like, what am I doing? Like, is this even like? You're just going through so many emotions. You're just like, this is not me.
Yeah.
All positive and negatives.
How How did you break through that, right?
Oh, I think you just have to, like in life in general, like
Yeah.
no matter what you do, business, or you just have to back yourself.
Yeah.
So I guess all those emotions, even leading in the change rooms when you're warming up, wrapping your hands, you're like, you just think of like weird situations, like, oh, I'm gonna get knocked out, or you're gonna knock them out, just both sides.
Yeah.
And that just plays on your mind all the way up until you step into the ring. The funny thing is once that bell rings and you feel the first punch,
Yeah.
everything disappears. The crowd disappears, the referee disappears, your corner disappears.
Really?
For me personally, that's how
That's
it felt.
how it works.
It felt like it was so much yelling, screaming, cheering, your corner yelling at you. But once I got punched in the face, that one time, everything disappeared. I couldn't hear no one. It was such a weird feeling. And because obviously the adrenaline and stuff like that had kicked in, I felt on top of the world.
Did you?
Yeah, I felt on top of the world.
Yeah, right.
It was just such an odd feeling because it's.
But sort of a euphoria, or?
I'd say euphoria feeling.
Yeah.
Because you train so hard for 6 weeks for this moment, and it's so funny because I know a lot of people feel the same way when they do something with business, sporting wise. Just everyone disappears, and then it's just you and your opponent, and then it's just whoever wins.
But the key to that in business, and I think in life, is knowing your strengths.
Yeah.
Knowing your ability.
Definitely.
And there's the more time you take to understand that and test it, right?
Yeah.
And be vulnerable.
Exactly.
The better you will be. I mean, we as humans will never know our full capability.
Yeah.
Because there's always things that inhibit us for whatever reason, or we let inhibit us.
Yeah.
But if you become a student of your own capability, you've got the chance to go far.
Exactly.
And it sounds like, in the journey that you've taken us on to date, you've put yourself to the fire in a few areas to learn that capability, right?
Exactly.
I mean, to pull yourself out of that desperate situation on a cliff, I mean, that's no mean feat on its own.
Yeah.
Let alone going 3 rounds with someone and, KOing.
For sure.
It's, I'm not suggesting that people put themselves through that.
No, definitely.
No, definitely not. But like to to go through that and come out the other side, it gives you lots of information to understand who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah?
And I think that was obviously the biggest learning curves in my journey, was going through all those hardships and figuring out like who I am as a person. Obviously, definitely, like you said, there's easier routes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that was just my story and my journey.
Yeah, but it's important, and like you're in a craft now in boxing.
Yeah.
How do you build that expertise? Who do you rely on, and how do you hone that to its pinnacle, if you like?
When you said, what are 3 great attributes you took from rugby league?
Mm-hmm.
That's where discipline
comes
into play. So discipline was always a big thing for me growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And so going from rugby league to boxing, it was a lot easier because for me, discipline was key. So
was part of the program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So training was easy, eating right was easy. All the little 1%ers that I needed to do,
mm-hmm.
it all came natural. So like to answer your question, I feel in anything in business, like you said, discipline is such a handy tool to have in life, and I'm so lucky that I developed that at a young age.
Yeah.
Because without discipline, like motivation can only get you so far.
Yeah.
But when you're disciplined, you wake up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, full of motivation. Like yes, like new weeks, new start. As soon as you hit Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for some people it goes out the window, and they don't train. they go out, drink, or whatever the case, whatever they want to do. But you have to wake up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, knowing that, okay, no matter what you're feeling, I have to do my job. Like, I have to train.
Yeah.
I have to eat right. I have to do all the little 1%ers right, because if you don't do even one section right, you never know. You're leaving it into the fate of, you know, the actual tournament or boxing match.
Yeah.
And that would probably be like a business. You know, you don't set up right when it comes to the meeting, and you haven't done ABC, it can fall through.
Well, it's the little details, you know, and I mean, sometimes people say, oh, you know, the details just bog things down. But, you know, the really well-oiled businesses are the ones that focus on continuous improvement.
Yeah.
So they figure out a way of doing something and they deliver. And then they look back on it and say, well, gee, in hindsight, how could I do that just a little bit better?
Yeah.
You know, and they develop in their leadership that approach. And it's a very simple approach.
Yep.
Oh, yeah? You know, I did that podcast with Kalani today, but really, in hindsight, how would I have done it better? Andy will tell me heaps of things I can do. It's whether I take note of them, that's the thing. But it's developing that culture individually,
yep,
but also in your team within business, right? You know, oh, I just noticed that didn't go down so well. You know, maybe we can do it this way. Let's try it this way. But it's also having the vulnerability to be prepared to try something a little differently. Yeah. And I don't know, do you feel that in your technique and in boxing?
100%.
Do you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's the little details, like you said. For example, a jab, like all the little tweaks just to perfect it. And 99% of boxers never perfect it. Like, you got crazy fighters that even coaches, they'll teach you a million different ways.
Yes.
It will never be right.
Yeah.
But it's just so many tweaks and I guess what's the word? You can just alter it to, I guess,
suit the situation, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, what excites you about boxing most? When you're in the ring and it's like that you talked about before.
For me, it's the learning. Like, obviously, the fight is the fun part, but the build up to the fight is where you get to learn your craft. You're always perfecting your 1%ers. Like I said, being disciplined, because you just know in your head when you do have that fight, the mindset is like, oh, this guy's definitely doing the same thing or more. That's where the mind games come to play. But yeah, to answer your question, it's just the learning of the sport. You can never perfect it. Obviously you can, but
it's not
being a forever student, like you said.
Well, it is, isn't it? Because it's never like it's not a finite situation.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities.
Exactly.
That it can hit you, right?
For sure.
It's a very individual sport, is it not?
Yes and no. I've come to learn that.
Yeah.
I used to think it was an individual sport.
Yeah.
But then, as you grow more into the sport, like, who's going to be cornering you? Who's going to hold your pads? Who's going to, help you through the training camps?
Yeah.
So I'm so blessed to have an awesome team behind me at Padflow.
Yeah.
Horace and Gideon, 2 coaches, and then even the boys and the camaraderie there, the ladies there too. We've got such an amazing team down there. With Bolo, Gusol, Tonga.
There's some very talented dudes down there, but it's like a family, right?
It is, and that's the best part. Like, when you go to any boxing gym, you find your own gym, whatever the case is, and you feel that feeling of family.
Yes.
Or that sense of belonging. It just makes the trainings even easier, because you know that when you're doing your training camps, there's your brother or your sister or your family member on the right beside you doing the exact same thing and hurting with you. So Yeah, I used to think boxing was a very individualized sport until, I went to Padflow and, um, you know, got along with the two brothers, and then the team around as well. It's just, it is home.
And does it lift you up in terms of the competitive nature of the guys there
Oh,
and the
for sure.
girls? You
For
know.
sure. Like for example, we're in camp now. I got obviously going to Commonwealth Games, and then Bolo Guso's fighting the day after me on a big no limit stacked card.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to be in the crowd
Yeah,
waving.
it'll be such a good fight.
But we'll all be sort of sitting there looking at photos of you with the win and
Exactly.
uh,
So that's what we want. That's what we will get.
yeah.
But yeah. So me and him together, it's
Do you
been
get
awesome.
inspiration off each other?
He's actually my idol.
Yeah.
I tell him all the time too, and tell the boys, like, I didn't get into boxing. I got into boxing as well because of Olo.
Because of Polo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I got into the boxing because of him, as well, because I watched his Olympic trials, and there was a fight against it was either Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan, and they're top, elite
They are.
country
Yeah.
when it comes to boxing, and he schooled them, like made it look so easy, and I was like, he was obviously the first Samoan for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got David Tours and stuff, but
Yeah.
he was my idol.
Yeah. Sweet.
And to be able to train with him and do training camps and spar him, and him being my, like a sparring partner for me, I can't tell you how much it's elevated my game.
But that's lovely, right?
Yeah, he's, if if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
he's like the Goku to my Vegeta. So yeah,
I love it.
they say iron sharpens iron. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And two irons there. I mean, both of you got amazing technique to watch. I mean, it's just like watching. This sounds weird, but it's just like watching a ballet, frankly.
I get you though. I get you.
I
understand.
Look, it is really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about boxing, but I know two Samoan brothers that coach down there, and they shake their heads with amazement when they see it, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So, how many fights, and where are we at with the Commonwealth Games, man? What can we expect?
Oh, gold medals, man. Like, that's all we're going for.
That's all we're going for. Niue and the team in Niue, they're wanting gold.
Yep. So we got me and then 4 other athletes from Niue.
Really?
Yeah. It's a big team this year.
Wow.
And it's exciting.
Yeah.
So we got me at light heavy. We got a heavyweight Dukin, and then 2 other boys, De Niro, and then De Niro and Phoenix, sorry.
Yeah.
And then we got a girl called Karina.
Right.
So it'll be such an awesome experience, and to do it alongside my country and
very special.
Teammates. It's a blessing, yeah.
Yeah. What do your mum and dad think?
They're definitely over the moon too. I know my dad would definitely be over the moon too.
Yeah.
Well, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're very excited, and just, I know as a parent they'd be very proud. So
I'm sure they'd be very proud.
Yeah.
You also have an uncle that used to box. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My uncle Pierre, he's the second oldest on my mum's side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even know he was a boxer until I started.
Yeah.
And he's living in Dubai at the moment. But yeah, he was one of the top boxers in New Zealand. Pioni Soler, probably in this, I'd like to say 80s, 70s. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a boxer, and then for him to find out that I could, I guess, carry that legacy and keep it going is very special. So
yeah, I love that, and it's cool how it pops up in a family. Right?
Exactly.
Hey?
Exactly.
But you're building a personal brand. You're excelling at boxing, and we're going to see gold medals.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day soon we'll see you at the Olympic Games as well.
Definitely.
And I know that's what you're focused on.
Yeah.
But what sort of a brand do you want to build for yourself, right? Because presumably, you know, it's part of the business that you're building.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I guess for me personally, it would just be for, you know, it's so cliche like everyone says, but I'm just a small kid from Sydney, Maroubra, Matraville to be exact. There was no luck or short, I guess, or easy route, sorry. There was no easy route,
Yeah.
no shortcuts. You know, everyone wants to take those easy routes and shortcuts to, I guess, get to where they want to be. But I think people forget that it's the journey that is really the best part, because without you take away the journey part and you get to the gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
What's the point? Like, you don't go through all the ups and downs, the hardships, the meeting great people along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't go through any of that. So I think it'll just be for people to just see the journey, follow along with it, and for them to be like, oh, you know, this guy's been through ABC, you know, 2 arms, 2 legs, he's the same, exactly the same. So why can't I do that?
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's
that's basically the personal brand I want.
That's what you want to show, right?
Exactly. I want to show people that you don't have to come from rich families. You don't have to, as long as you put hard work into whatever it is, footy, boxing, academics, anything that you want to and achieve, it's possible. And a lot of successful people like yourself, other people would say, when you listen to podcasts, they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
You stick to it, you put the hard work in, and the rewards reap themselves. So.
Yeah. Look, I think it's lovely to hear you say that. And like you're putting it, and I put the question in the context of what brand are you building, but I think you've already shown a big part of that journey.
Yeah.
And your journey has just begun.
Definitely.
But that journey and your age and stage your age and stage pales into insignificance, in my view. Every business owner should be listening to this journey. Every budding business person that's, you know, in their teens, in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 60s, doesn't matter. Like some business people still haven't found their right direction, right?
Yeah.
They're still searching.
Exactly.
But I think, you know, the confluence of hard work, being prepared to be vulnerable, being to be prepared to go for the ride on the journey, and managing your ego and expectations, you know, they're core attributes.
Exactly.
And, you know, if all humans can do is find out what they're good at and hone that over time, they're going to be satisfied with their lot, right?
Exactly.
Yeah?
For sure.
So you've helped us today a big way, man, by taking us through what's helped you figure out your direction. And all power to you.
No, thank you.
You know, and excited, very excited to see the journey from here. Obviously, Glasgow, the Commonwealth Games. You know, we don't take no for an answer when it comes to medals.
Yeah, definitely.
And particularly ones that are gold,
Definitely.
but anyone's would be fine.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you're competing is absolutely awesome.
No, thank you.
But I know there's a lot more ahead of you that's very positive. So great to have you on Let's Talk Business.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
Kalani.
it.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here. If you're wanting a direction in business and you haven't figured out the key aspects that will help you along the way, listen to this podcast once and then listen over it again, because all that our man Kalani has dropped are key elements to helping you get a direction in life to figure out what you're really good at. And you do that and the rest will flow in a satisfactory way.